Some new economic numbers recently released by the government do not paint a picture of a healthy Connecticut economy. One of those measures is our state's gross domestic product. Very roughly, that's the entire value, the market value of all the goods and services we produce and all the property we have as a state. Well, for the second quarter of the year, which is April, May, and June, our gross domestic product did worse than any other state except Wyoming. It fell 1.2%. Now, economists like to annualize these numbers, meaning if the 3-month drop had lasted 12 months, we would have been at 4.7%. Why? The Bureau of Economic Analysis said the finance and insurance industries were the biggest contributors to our drop. But to be fair, misery does have company. 39 other states and Washington, D.C. had drops as well, and the U.S. as a whole fell 0.6%. Also, while more drops might be coming if the economy keeps shrinking, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to stay among the worst states. If you look at the 7 quarters of the 7 quarters since the pandemic sort of sent the numbers haywire for a while, you'll see there's not a lot of consistency in the data. Now, Connecticut's here in the blue, the United States is in the orange. This is the drop we were talking about. But look, about half the time, we outperformed the country as a whole, including if you looked at these 7 quarters as one big block. Now, as for that other measure, income growth. Almost exactly the same story here, except this time Connecticut was the worst state in the country. Personal income grew at an annualized rate of 2.2% in the quarter, well behind the 5.7% that the U.S. grew. And like with GDP, the only positive you can take from this here is that at least over the last 4 quarters, again, since the pandemic made things nutty for a while, sometimes we've done better than average, sometimes we've done worse. Overall, we're doing almost exactly as well as the U.S. as a whole. So while the numbers are bad, at least there's not a lot of predictive value going forward as of yet. I'm Tim Lammers, Fox 61 News.